teacups, what's brewing? Welcome back to the channel. I do not have coffee today, so I'm going to try this slightly uncaffeinated, which is not something I'd usually do. It's also much earlier than I usually record. It's 10:30 in the morning right now because I woke up early and I was like, okay, that's fine. I think Pulpy had just finished streaming, so I was like, I'll do the replay, I'll have a quiet coffee, we'll have a slow morning, it will be nice. Drank half a cup of coffee, felt really sick and had to go lie down again. I was like, excuse you? Excuse you, coffee. Our relationship has always been good. Why are you betraying me? Because we like to try and learn from our mistakes here on this channel, I have now got Robinson squash instead. This is the summer fruits and barley. But I might have to wait until I've got some food in my stomach before I try coffee again, and I'm not really very hungry at the moment. So we are doing this with squash. I hope your day is starting more smoothly than mine. So speaking of my troubles, Foodie says I don't feel well, and she went live. She actually went live right as I wrote on my Twitter, oh, I don't believe she's there unless we see her go live. People say I summoned her. It's not the superpower I would have chosen. But anyway, she'll talk about the visa stuff in this, so we'll get into it then. I forgot to check how loud she was in this, so I might have to do a little bit of audio stuff in a second, but we'll see. I suppose we should get started. As ever, this cut down is by Barbecue. I have the dress she is wearing. I should have worn it, we could have been twins. She doesn't look impressed. She looks worried it was taking so long for people to show up. Oh, was that why? The concern. I love that she's not feeling well and she's choosing to continue with her coffee. Liquid sugar's always a good idea for her.
Yeah, Rachel, because all illnesses are weight related, right? I know, I have a nice cough.
Oh. Apparently I wasn't the only one to think that.
I know this is not going to help me feel better, but spiritually, yes, because...
I'm with her on that. I do love my coffee. I'm sad when my coffee doesn't agree with me, but really, Chantal. Because I don't think your spiritual self is going to kill you at this point. I think it's very much going to be your physical self.
I've been craving a freaking coffee, like a good one. I'm okay. No, I checked my sugar. It's not high. Hey, Leslie, Fairy.
I find that
like, that's the first thing I check when I don't feel good.
When she says not high, are we talking on the Chantal scale? Because her blood sugar's high by any available professional measure.
Me too, lover. I feel like I have a fever. Like, I feel, well, I didn't eat too bad. I mean, well, I don't think it's food related. I think it's like a flu or something. Something is going around. Somebody we know is really sick.
Why do I get the feeling this is going to lead to, oh, so I'm going to be offline for a few days? Just as a point.
Like, I had to go to the hospital from being sick with a flu, like kind of like a norovirus, and I just feel really like...
Norovirus is awful. And the amount of cleaning she's going to have to do if that's in the house.
Hot and weird. I don't know if it's like power of suggestion, but hey, rabbit food, but if you see a bunch of clothes behind me, like, I'm totally, like, I had this, like, okay, you guys know I've been wearing the same things over and over, right? When's the last time you saw this shirt? I finally did a lot of laundry, like, all of it. Let's take my time.
Didn't she just say she had cleaned her whole house? I assumed that meant laundry. Apparently I assumed wrong.
Temperature. 36.2, normal. How did I have time to go on a visa run?
Of course she addresses that first. As a point, and I don't know how Kuwait does this because I've never visa hopped, but as a point, when I went to Dubai, there was an announcement on the plane saying anyone going back, just stay on the plane. So in some places in the Middle East at least, you can go out, you can come back.
Visa run, visa run, visa run, visa run.
Yeah, visa run.
If you do a visa run, you have to be gone at least like 3 days.
Really?
You're dying. So are you.
I wonder if she thinks she has to do that because she always applies online. Now, I know there were a lot of changes in how the government in Kuwait were looking at expats. Not that she's technically an expat, but I don't know if it got stricter, perhaps, or she's having to do it on arrival now. Because did they suspend their e-visas? I feel like maybe they might have. But just for a moment, as she starts screeching about visas, just for a moment, remember, she lied, didn't realize she was going to get caught because people know things, tried lying again, admitted she lied again to say, oh no, before was a lie, but now I'm totally telling the truth and I'm on the right visa, continues to travel as if on a tourist visa, and now that that's not dying down and that she can't undo what she said, she's hoping if she says it enough it will stick, and she's just trying to discredit the people saying it by saying, well, you're obsessed, well, it's ridiculous, oh, well, it doesn't matter. That sounds about in line with several diagnosable conditions, doesn't it? It's just a liar's playbook. Get away with it, insist, double down, discredit. And she keeps bringing it up because she can't let it go, because it's something that people don't believe. And she fundamentally thinks that she is smarter and more capable of fooling people than she is. And that's why she can't let it go, because she knows it's a lie.
Shannon, the moment you're born, you're dying. You die. Are you God? No. So when was the last time I went live? So it's literally, I know their favorite words. Visa run. Like zombies. Visa. She's probably getting ready for her visa run.
Well, according to the last time you came in, yes. Maybe it wasn't right now. Maybe you're going to get mysteriously sick. Or maybe it was. It's probably a better idea just to stop talking about it, but you never will.
Like, who cares anyways? Like,
who cares anyways?
One day ago? So therefore, when I used to do visa runs, you have to go, like, I tried going for like a day one time, not even. And they're like, you have to go longer than that. So you have to go a long time. You have to go long enough. They can't be, you know, we're all actively dying. Yes, I hate to break it to you.
Change the subject quickly.
And every single time one of you haters come in here and wish death upon me or try to talk about my death, I hope you know you're jinxing it, and I'm going to live forever now.
Okay, Chantal, I think it's obvious that she's killing herself in terms of actively hoping for her death. I'm not there. But it's your theory to test. I'm not the one doing it. So go ahead.
And somebody's going to interview me 40 years from now, and they're going to say, Foodie Beauty, how did you live to be 100?
And you're going to say spite.
To be 80 years old. Well, I fed off the energy of the haters, and it made me live longer and longer and longer.
Okay,
enjoy. I eat a jar of pickles every other day. Anyways, I was dreaming of a coffee for like days. I don't really have...
She not had a coffee in the last few days? I feel like she has.
How many story times to do now? Make something up? They were not made up, Jinger.
That is a lie. How many times did we catch her in lies?
That's the thing. Maybe I filled in the blanks with some things I couldn't remember and I embellished some of them.
So they were a lie.
But the embellishment, I would say, was only for 5% of the stories. The rest...
I would say your math is as good as your English.
That's true. Sadly. A lot of them had, you know, the 5% were based on a true story.
I think she had a few true stories sprinkled in there, the ones that came up again, the ones that didn't change. I think she stole a few stories, particularly during the Tinder era, or whatever app she was using. I think she stole stories from things she had read, things she had seen on TV. She was inspired by a lot of things. And I think the rest is just as embellished as it can be. And she said that before when she was telling them. She was like, yeah, people just want the story.
I hope I don't ever get norovirus again. I had that when I was in Canada. Oh my gosh. The homeless man was not like a homeless man like you're thinking. Like, he was like a younger dude, but he crashing on couches. That was true. Lizzie,
the story, if you haven't been around that long, was her doing it with a homeless dude and a rock.
Either A, people have told him a million times in his comment section or in private messages. 2, he's probably seen...
A. 2.
Most of my videos. Or 3, if he hasn't, I'm not going to tell him about it. He can learn it on his own. He pretty much doesn't care about anything I've done in my past. Like, he knows about my past. People always say, you've made so many sacrifices for your husband.
Excuse me? What sacrifices have you made?
What sacrifices has he made for you? He's married a woman who traditionally he should not be with, period.
Neither of you have made sacrifices here. Foodie got to run away and Salah is getting whatever it is Salah wants. That currently remains a mystery.
Kelly. So that's a pretty big sacrifice. His ability to have kids of his own. Make merch with Del Pondu's visa run spreadsheet. One of the zombies made a freaking spreadsheet of my visa runs.
Yeah, you know why? 'Cause you lie. Because you've been saying this whole time that you didn't do visa runs. When you lie, people prove that you're lying. That's how it goes. You're like, oh, it's so ridiculous that you collect evidence of my lies. Well, stop lying or stop needing to.
I need at least one person to tell me why it matters.
You know exactly why it matters. And I don't know if it's going to come up here, but there was a person in the chat here that was like, I live here, I'm on a proper visa, I don't need to do this. And she knows why, because we tell her every time. Everything she's ever told us on this channel, from her ability to stay in the country, her ability to live with Salah, her ability to be married, depends on her status. So she's laughing and saying, why does it matter? Why does it matter? Because she knows she can't disprove it. So she clings to it because she thought people wouldn't know better, and now she's stuck with it.
It's so bad. Like, how is that a one-up on me? And I saw someone comment because it means you prove you're not married. No, it's not, because I said from the very beginning that they contradict themselves because...
No, they don't. But I look at the flaw more while you try and remember your story. You came in the day after you arrived and said, King and Queen Biza are married. You posted a picture of the rings and the perfume from the airport shop. You went on to try and muddy the water with, well, I could, if I wanted to, be hired on a work visa with Salah's work partner, Murad, or whoever it was. Or Salah could get me a work visa. And when people called you on that, because work visas happens to be something I am familiar with, you then said, no, people are twisting it. I said it could happen. After that, you admitted you were a Canadian on a tourist visa, a clip I put into the video of me that you reacted to and then deleted straight away. After that, you claimed to be married and you posted a courthouse video, which you then went back on and said, oh, well, we had to go a few times. We can't get the certificate yet, even though you get it in triplicate when you leave. And you've told lots of stories about that back and forth. You then confirmed that while you were in Thailand, you were trying to get the proper visa and it was getting rejected, which is why you were in Thailand for so long. And to this day, you are still traveling every 3 months as if you were on a tourist visa. So when we talk about contradicting ourselves, mirror Foodie.
I said how we loopholed and got married on a tourist visa.
You did say that, and it was as ridiculous then as it is now.
So, hi, come see Mom.
Cat deflection. Cat doesn't want to be there.
Kiss monster.
Get off me. Get off me. Look, desperately trying to run. That looks like a comfortable and happy cat. She definitely wants to be there.
Okay.
Run.
They're going to be like, she's an abuser. She's struggling to get away.
I don't think her struggling to get away is you abusing her. I think she doesn't want to be there ever, and it's completely sensible.
Listen, this cat doesn't pay rent. She doesn't pay for her food. Oh.
Okay. She's a pet. You took her in. She doesn't need to.
Okay? Hi, baby. Hi, baby. She's got to put out once in a while.
Ugh. What a horrible way to put that. Foodie, why are you so weird? Why do you constantly sexualize the way that you refer to your cats? Does anyone else remember that really bizarre picture she put up in comments once? Not in comments, in community. And she was talking about her ideal man. And I think the point she was making was, I basically want a man's body in the company of a cat. So she put one of her cats, it was either Sam or BBJ's, head on like a gigolo body. And it was the weirdest thing. Like, she just has no real sense of how people communicate, and it's odd.
She needs a kiss and a hug. It's
She
like actually to
doesn't
the point
need
where I feel like I
anything.
have to come on to because like if I don't upload for like 24 hours, people just like, I get emails with like links. People want to like try to send me links to get my IP address like last time.
Someone nearly got her again. Nearly. She realized, but nearly.
To see where I am. Like, this is how sad.
It was a bit much, but the only reason she thinks it's sad is because it worked last time. It's so sad I fell for it.
And you know what? I'm just gonna let people think. If you want to think I'm on a visa run, who cares?
Good, I will absolutely think that until proven otherwise.
Because really, it doesn't affect your life at all.
My real life? No. My online presence as a reaction channel? Yeah, it does, because it proves me right, and I like being proven right. Now, personally, I would say all the evidence that we're able to look at right now shows I'm right regardless, but it's always nice. It also proves that you've done a lot of illegal things since you've been there, including living with a man you shouldn't live with. So it puts you in a little bit of a difficult position, which is why you're scrambling a little bit.
You know, if you want to think that, go ahead. I really don't. Right, Zach? I don't know how it affects their life any.
Just laughing because she's a terrible liar and can't stop.
Like, haha, you're on a visa run. Like, so? If I was, what does it matter?
Her classic lie tell. She knows why it matters. It's fine. It's fine. You know why it matters. I know why it matters. Let's keep going. Because I'm in my country legally. I can laugh at this because I know how ridiculous it is from experience of doing it.
I don't care. Whatever. Okay, you got me.
Yep, we
I
got
don't
you.
get it. That's what gets me. I don't get it. Like, anyway. These people are scary, bro.
I don't know, I think you should maybe just stop talking about it, because every time you bring up an example of how you're definitely there legally, it doesn't connect to any legal way to get there, unless it's a tourist visa. Why doesn't she just let it go? Because it's an injury, she can't.
Like, I don't tell you what I'm doing, and that's a lie?
If you lie about it, yeah. If you don't tell us what you're doing and you don't mention it, okay, it's private. You do you. Hey, I'm not going to get into that actually, thanks. But you've already shared it, so if you share a lie, it's a lie. If you don't want to share, you don't share. Those two things are different.
It's because it's not your business. Like, if that makes me a liar, okay, so be it. Even if I do lie about my status, what does that matter? It's not your business.
Well, those are two different things, aren't they?
I'm allowed to, like, you know?
No, you're allowed to not tell us, but having told us and lied, there will be some backlash to that.
Not telling you isn't a lie, exactly. Like,
Not telling us is not a lie. You're absolutely right. Telling us lies, on the other hand.
it's the entitlement for me that you think you're entitled to this information. Why?
Because you gave it to us. God, guys, I just made a whole channel of me moving over to Kuwait and then lied unprovoked about being married so that I wouldn't get in trouble, but got myself in trouble because I don't understand how it works. Why do you think you're entitled to this information I volunteered and then got caught in? Let me think.
Who cares? Throwing us off isn't lying. It's to protect myself.
No, lying is lying, though.
Like, I have to do that. If I throw you off and I give you conflicting information, you can thank Gore World for that, not me. Don't blame me, because
I will blame you for your own lies. And you wouldn't need to protect yourself if you weren't doing something illegal. It's not hard. If they're willing to give you the tourist visa, then okay, use the tourist visa. It won't last forever, but do what you gotta do if that's what you wanna do. However, if you've got a tourist visa, then you pay for somewhere else to live. You don't live with him. You abide by those rules. Now, is it possible she's got one of the temporary marriages to get around that? Absolutely. Maybe. Maybe that's fine. Maybe that's how this has gone on for so long. Maybe she is, with his help, renting for herself. There are things we don't know in this situation, but we do know some things, and they're pretty damning.
I have to. Like, I literally, to protect my own privacy, I have to go to these lengths to do that.
If you thought about that before, you wouldn't need to.
That's what I have to do. And they think that's like, I got you.
We did get you.
You're the one with the spreadsheet. That makes you look...
Yeah, we got a spreadsheet. Thank you, Del. Oh, you're tracking my lies? Oh, you're telling your lies? I don't think there's a better or a worse person here.
bad. You don't see that. That's not an aha. That's a cuckoo. Honestly, a lot of travelers don't come on here and discuss that private stuff.
That's not true. If they're making a channel around their travel, it's quite natural for them to discuss it. If they're making a couples channel, it's quite natural for them to discuss it because it comes up in their, hey, how are you guys staying together? It must be a difficult part of this relationship to have to go through all the admin.
I didn't have the audience of Gore World that I have and the type of haters I have, maybe I would be more open, but...
Maybe you could just lie in peace because people might be ignorant. Let's hope.
No, I can't be. Like, for my own well-being, if anything else, mental health, you know, it just shows how sad their lives are. Exactly, that's what I'm saying, but they don't realize that, Stephanie. They think it's normal to be this obsessed with someone. I can understand, like, reaction channels, like most reactors, if you go back historically, whatever, they react to content. They don't obsess over the life of somebody, like, you know.
Your life. I would hold your hand while I said this if I wasn't afraid of catching something, but your life is your content. You putting it up on community was your content. You talking about your visa numerous times was your content. You reacting to me was your content. It was your take on my content, which is what I do with you, so you're welcome to it. You started the conversation, and now you are annoyed that you can't stop the conversation and erase it from history. The internet is forever. You can try and erase it, you can try and private your videos, you can try and rework the conversation, but we remember because we're used to you lying and gaslighting us.
Oh, I don't know, it's just weird. If you were married to a guy who was obsessed to that degree with Amber Lynn and simping for Becky, would that turn you on?
Well, Mr. Snowflake is married, so clearly he did something right. And I wouldn't necessarily say he's obsessed. He's done other content. He just happens to be doing this content right now. And it's a big old black hole to get sucked into, so there's a lot of it.
And I know what you're going to say. And yes, weird kinks are even more attractive than that. Sorry, you're not married.
What?
Okay.
I don't know what she was talking about there.
Like, whatever. Because you lie about being a wife. Okay, cadaver, sure. Whatever you say.
Cadaver, I think, is the person who was like, hey, I'm a wife, I live here, what you do is not what I do.
Even if you were right, why does that matter? No, it doesn't matter, cadaver, because I've said a million times, we got married when I was on a tourist visa. So what does that prove?
Even through her filter, you can see her blushing a little bit here.
Like, why do you give a shit? That's my question to you. Why do you care?
Yeah, I can't answer the fact that you're saying I'm wrong and you're in the same position as me, so I'm just going to try and discredit you. Why does it matter? Because it shows you're lying? That is the whole point. It shows that you've just been consistently lying to us.
Why do you care? One, if I'm married, and two, why does it matter, right, Leslie? Am I like, where's your proof that I'm lying, cadaver?
Oh, please see all previous videos.
Like, that's the thing. Like, they like, what? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. They have zero proof.
We have a lot of proof. And we have a lot of circumstantial evidence as well. Like, if you go away from the official sources and all of that, things like the fact that she keeps leaving the country on schedule. Could there be a different reason? I suppose, but the simplest reason is often true. The whole thing with her driver's license, when she went in the car and she couldn't drive, and then she went back to Canada, and she, I suppose, got her tourist license, what's that called? International driving permit, which you can drive on. I'm not sure about the laws in Kuwait, but in Oman you can drive on it for a year. Because the laws in Kuwait are that you can't drive, women can't drive for 2 years after getting there. So she's passed her 2-year mark, but she hasn't passed her 2-year mark as a supposed resident based on the timeline she's tried to take from us but has given us. So she wouldn't be able to have a Kuwaiti license right now. And she's shown no evidence of going to it, mentioning she went to get it, even though that would have been content. So she's clearly driving on an IDP right now. So either she's a tourist and she's driving legally, and I don't know what the limit on time is for that in Kuwait. So who knows if she's still driving legally, but there you go. If it just resets every time she leaves the country, then she might be fine. Or, as we've established, she doesn't have her residence ID, and even if she did, she couldn't take the Kuwaiti license for 2 years, and even if she did, she's shown no evidence of taking the Kuwaiti license, and therefore she's driving illegally. Because once you have the residence, you have to take the license.
But you don't know that I'm doing visa runs. And actually, being married doesn't mean you automatically get a family visa.
That is true, which is one of the things that you got caught out on.
There's a process to it. They're stupid, right?
They're stupid. No, that proves our point, not yours. And if we're going to get very technical, a family visa, I believe, is for 1 month, and it works a bit like a tourist visa, but you're sponsored by your family member, whereas a tourist visa you can apply for yourself. She, I think, is referring to the spousal visa, where she becomes a resident as someone's spouse and gets a resident ID, which, again, ties into the whole driving thing, ties into the whole being able to stay thing. For how much they've been talking about money and saving money and their plans for the future with money, there's no reason for her to be leaving every 3 months, unless, of course, there's a reason for her to be leaving every 3 months.
Like, very stupid. Okay, have I done a visa run? How do you know? Where's your proof?
The law is the proof. She keeps saying it, but the law is the proof.
That's proof? A nervous laugh? No, I'm not nervous laughing.
Oh, getting a bit angry there, Chantal.
All right, I'm a liar. Good for you. Let's. What you want to think?
You are
Go
a liar.
for it. I don't
I will think that.
care. They have no idea. But that's the thing.
I have every idea.
They think they know. They think that their opinion is fact. That's the problem.
Okay. I think the facts are fact, and you getting angry about it, you trying to twist them, isn't going to change it.
Like, if they already think I'm lying, why am I going to bother wasting my time, you know? It's giving obsessed psycho. Yeah.
Well, it's easy to disprove and shut us up, and yet somehow you haven't. If she can flash her Canadian debit card on camera, you think she can't flash her residence ID? You think she'd be using her Canadian debit card if she had her own bank account? She doesn't have her own bank account because she doesn't have the ID to do it.
And honestly, from now on, you can all think what you want.
I will do
all
that.
of Gore World.
To be fair, I didn't need your permission. I thought what I want before this.
If you want to think that I'm not married, that I'm visa running, I don't care.
Good. I'm glad you don't care, and this will never be an issue again. I will continue to believe what I believe.
If that's how you want to spend your free time obsessing and making spreadsheets, that's on you. But
I don't need to obsess to have knowledge. I've lived through enough visa processes in my life to know what you're claiming to have done is ridiculous.
it's giving. obsessed, no life loser. I'm just gonna let you know that right now. It doesn't take 2 years to get a visa. You don't know the circumstances. It could be a lot of things.
Could be, but it's not.
The point is, nobody knows our circumstances, our life.
We know enough. And the fact that you think you are some mastermind who's hiding all of this just shows how utterly delusional you are.
That is, any of that. It's all speculation. I don't know why people would want to speculate so much on something they have no idea about, you know?
Why'd you keep bringing it up? Why'd you keep fanning this fire? Because you need the views, you need the attention, because you got literally nothing else to fill your time with, because you're feeling a bit sensitive, because whether you've done it today, whether you did it yesterday, whether you're going to do it in a few days' time, you are going to need to leave the country very soon. So if she suddenly becomes sick with the norovirus, we'll know that she's gone.
Wait my ass. And if you did, you would know that they're always changing the rules. They're always changing the laws. Who said it? Who said anything is taking 2 years? Who said that? Like, you don't know that what my visa status is, so how are you going to say that it took me 2 years?
Because you lied in the beginning and said you were married and starting the process. If you hadn't lied, people wouldn't call you on your lies. It doesn't take 2 years. You just can't get one.
To get a status when you have no idea. Like, all of a sudden everyone lives in Kuwait, right? Yeah, sure.
Okay, I don't live in Kuwait, but I have lived in Saudi and I have lived in Oman.
Chantal is Salah's second wife. She lives in a separate flat. Chantal also pays all the bills. Salah also has 4 kids with his wife that Chantal supports as well.
People will be happy to speculate once you've gone past a certain point. Do I believe that he has another wife and 4 kids? No, I don't. Do I believe what's going on with the apartment? I'm 50-50 depending. Do I think it's illegal for her to be living in that apartment unless they have some kind of certificate saying otherwise? Yes, I do. But could they either have found a loophole in that, like they say they found in the court system? Yes, they could have. Or do they have a temporary marriage which gets them through this particular door? Yes, they could have. Are there ways around it? And given that the fact that she lives there, it's literally the only thing she's ever brought up as proof that, oh no, we're definitely married, despite the masses of evidence that they're probably not, I'm gonna continue to believe.
My palms are sweaty.
It's because you're lying.
It's vomiting on a sweater already. Mom, spaghetti. Suitcases. You mean juice cases? Where? No. I have a whole bunch of clothes on my whole...
I love that she had to look around just in case something was visible. She's like, suitcases where? Why are you worried if you're not using them? And given that she's been perfectly happy to wear her clothes again and again and again, doing a ton of laundry might be her packing for a trip. That's the thing with being a liar. Anything becomes possible.
Whole bunch of clothes. I gotta put them away. I just did laundry. You're right, Capricorn. Why didn't we just start trolling people? Just put a suitcase out. And when you think of like where the first human came from, the fact that saying that we came from these weird creatures in the water.
That's a shift in conversation. But no, guys, if you do happen to catch her looking like she's about to travel, totally trolling.
Doesn't make sense to me. Like, you know, I don't know. So I believe that there was an first human Adam, and I believe that this is just a phase of creation. The creation is just a phase of the grand picture.
I don't need Foodie trying to be an intellectual at this point. Afterwards, she put up a community post and said, after my live stream, I went to looked it up, and some people believe this. I do believe what you want. What is that face?
Thank you, Becca!
I thought she was having a heart attack. Did someone send her a super chat?
Sorry, I had to mute. Well, how did the very first life form appear? Look at how intricate the world is. Like, it just happened on accident. So before Earth was created, there was just like darkness and nothing else for no reason. It's not so much the how for me, it's the why. Why does there have to be a point? Because there has to be. Like, why wouldn't there be? Like, you know, like nothing would make sense. Just look at life. Just look at the world. There has to be like an intelligent design. That's my opinion anyway. So,
okay. People are welcome to believe what they believe, by the way. I would say that religion generally is a way to try and explain these bigger questions. And if she's searching for answers, find them in her religion. I don't actually know what the creation story in Islam is.
So according to Islam, Adam was created from God, who made man from, I actually don't remember, but it's like something from the earth. He was made from the earth, I think. And as we are made from the earth, we will return to the earth, right? How come we can't figure out genetically, there's like always that missing link. We try to figure out where humans came from, evolved from, but we can't quite figure out exactly. I think for humans, I think maybe evolution applies to like creatures. But I don't know.
I'm going to choose to move on from this question.
Everyone has a creator below God. Soda and sadness. God is the ultimate creator. No creator for God. Even the theory of evolution has a lot of flaws, a lot of holes. So basically,
Professor Foodie going to elaborate. Maybe I won't move on from this.
you know, bye. Bye,
Oh, no, she's not. Okay, we're fine.
everybody.
All right, bye-bye, Chantal. So there we are. Definitely not a sensitive subject. Definitely hasn't just visa ran or about to visa run. And I'm sure if she's about to visa run with all her fresh laundry, she's not about to disappear for a while with a case of the norovirus. No setup there whatsoever. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.